Hey, what is going on, subscribers? It is Fuse here, bringing you a 45 and 2 TDM gameplay with the dual mag MPO. And this is on PS3, as you can see. It's a regular team deathmatch. There's 75 kills total. And I'm going to do a little bit of breakdown again. I take this opening route to kind of gain control of this top building, even though I don't have necessarily the best gun to do it. But usually if I kill somebody on the way there, they usually have a FAMAS or something that I can do good with the distance. And right here you can see I know a lot of them are in that building, so I'm going to pick up a gun. So I have two guns just in case I have to weapon swap. And I'm just going to get in this building. I'm going to get control of this building. I'm going to get them out of this building so I know where they're spawning necessarily. And I know a general idea of where they are based upon where my teammates are. And that's one key thing about Call of Duty games is map awareness. You might think it sounds nerdy, you might think it's like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. Well, map awareness and what's going on around you is one of the biggest things about any Call of Duty game, in my opinion. If you know where your teammates are, you know where the enemies aren't. Unless they're shooting. They're in gunfights, then you know their team is over there too. And that's kind of one key thing to keep in mind is not only where are you, where are the enemies, but where are your teammates? Can your teammates maybe help you out if you get into a gunfight that you may not be able to win, whether it's a 1-on-4 gunfight directly and you don't think you can win? Are your teammates nearby to help you out? That's kind of important too. As you can see, I'm right here. I'm the only one over here. I know their whole team's going to be coming through here, so I'm going to stay up here. I'm going to keep the high ground on them. I'm going to have the advantage. That's the number one thing you don't want to do is give the other team the advantage over you, whether it's because they got a better spot than you or they're head glitching you. Just get the high ground and you'll do good. Like this. They have a smaller target to hit me than I do to hit them. And that really probably is what saved me, because MPL at that range necessarily is not going to win the gunfights all the time. So what I did there is a really key thing, and I think it's going to be important to keep that in mind when MW3 comes out here in a little bit. About 2 weeks now, I think. No, maybe even 1 week. I think it's 1 week now. But just the first thing I'm going to do when I'm trying to get into MW3 is I'm going to try and learn the maps before I do anything. I might even do a private match just to kind of get the layout of the land necessarily, find out where the maps are, where the spawns are, just kind of a general idea of the game mechanics before I actually jump into an online setting where I have to compete against other players who are trying to learn the game the same as I am. And one of that's very important, especially if you're in like GB. I've been doing GB games, and I can tell you almost every GB team, before they start, if they're actually playing serious, they'll go over strategies in private match of what you're going to do, so if one person goes down, you know exactly where they are and probably where they died from. Especially if it's on this map. This map we go over a lot of strategies for my GB team, because really there's a lot of very good spots on this map that you can control, and if you pretty much have one person at B, usually depending on where they are at B, usually they can defend B by themselves if you're in Search and Destroy. Now this is TDM, so I might throw some people off. But strategy is very important in Call of Duty games. The way I play Call of Duty is I think of it more as a mind game or as chess than I do first-person shooter. I always think when I play this game, I always try and outthink the enemy. I always try and kind of outmaneuver. Just not necessarily. I don't necessarily have the best gun skill, but I probably have a higher, more developed thought process than the person trying to kill me. They're probably like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get this kill," and that really sets apart a lot of players. I know on a game battle standard, game battles is more of a mind game than it is actual straight-up gun skill. It's strategy, it's teamwork, it's communication, it's a little bit of everything. It's kind of like it's a well-balanced machine, really, if you're doing it correctly, because you're gonna win gunfights that you wouldn't win if necessarily you're out in the middle, within nowhere, or you don't have cover correctly. And that's really what sets apart good players from great players, is map awareness, whether it's sound whoring, like I said, or map position, or anything really. It's just so important to know the map, know how you do good, know your gameplay style, and you can probably, by the end of the game, just find a general gameplay style of the other team too. Whether it's because they camp, whether it's because they go back to the same spot even though you kill them. And that's really important too, especially when the games are coming out. I think a lot of people are going to be running back to where they just died from to try and get that revenge kill, try and get that, I don't know if there's going to be medals, but like there is on Black Ops, but just to kind of get that kill because they know you're over there. So this game is wrapping up here. I'm trying to get as many our Black Ops videos out before MW3 comes out. That way I have some content on my channel. And really, if you do actually like the video, I would very, very much so appreciate a like or maybe even a favorite. And if you don't like the video, give me some feedback, because a negative comment or just a thumbs down isn't going to help me make my videos better.